Right, guys, we're going to look at finding the volume of a frustrum. Now, a frustrum is essentially a cone that's had its top chopped off. And the way you do it is you make up two cones. You make up a large cone that would include everything that you have in the picture. So something that looks like this. And it would have a radius of 10 down here and a height of, we don't know. And we're going to find that out in a second. Then you make a smaller cone as if it had been chopped here where it says. And that would be maybe something that looks a little bit like this. And the radius would be 4 centimeters. Now, with this one, we're looking for, this links to similar shapes. And similar shapes, we're looking for a scale factor. So if we look here, we can find the scale factor of going from 4 to 10 is times by 2.5. So the scale factor is times by 2.5. So we have the height of the smaller cone, which we'll call x, and the height of the bigger cone is x plus 3. So if we were to take this x and times it by 2.5, we should get this height here. So we could write an equation for this. We could write x plus 3 must be equal to 2.5 times x. Okay? And then we can easily solve that. So we take x from both sides. That leaves us with 3 here and leaves us 1.5x here. We could then divide by 1.5, leaving x is equal to 2. So we know x is equal to 2, meaning the height of the smaller cone is 2 centimeters and the height of the bigger cone is therefore 5 centimeters. Now it becomes a relatively straightforward question. We work out the volume of this, work out the volume of this, subtract them, we'll get the volume of this frustrum. So let's do that now. So the volume of the big cone is 1/3 times by the base area, which would be pi times by 10 squared, and then times by the height of 5, which would give us 500 pi over 3. And the volume of the smaller cone, which I'll do in pink, would be 1/3 times by pi times by 4 squared times by 2, which would give us 32 pi over 3. And all you would need to do is to subtract those two volumes and you'd be left with this. So the volume of the frustrum would be equal to 500 pi over 3, take away 32 pi over 3, which would leave us with 468 pi centimeters cubed. And obviously stick that in a calculator and work that out. Yeah, that's how you find frustrums. It's a little bit more complicated than what we've done before, but have a go at the question 1. The rest of the questions that look the same. The ones after that are a little bit tricky, and feel free to have a go. But yeah, get stuck into that and upload your answers.